here so I won't get fined.
You think you know sports? Well, you don't know Jack. The You Don't Know Jack Show starts now.
Hello and welcome to the You Don't Know Jack Show with Aaron and Carson today. We're without the J today here.
You don't know AC? You don't know air conditioning show?
The CA show or the AC, yeah. AC. So we are going to start the show today. We're going to talk some NBA because we haven't talked a whole lot about it, and we'll maybe even talk a little bit of college basketball. So we've kind of gotten ourselves, maybe an eighth of the way through the season. Probably not even quite that much yet. But about most teams have played 11 to 12 games so far. And the Cavaliers have been playing really well, 9-2. They have dropped a couple here the last couple of weeks, or a couple of games. Let's see, they lost to, going the wrong way. They lost to the Atlanta Hawks, and they lost to Indiana. But they had won 3 in a row before their last loss. So, Aaron, what do you think of the Cavs season so far, and anything surprising you in the NBA season so far?
The Clippers.
Yeah, they're playing pretty well, too.
I saw on TV, they were talking on, what's that NBA channel? NBA Insiders or something?
NBA TV, maybe?
They were saying the Clippers might be peaking too soon, which could be a thing, because they usually play well, but not when it matters.
Yeah.
So, and I think that Cavs loss was without LeBron last night, by the way.
Oh, was it?
I think so.
Just a rest night, or?
I'll look it up, I think. Just see.
All our news for today's show will be from thescore.com. You can go there, or you can download the app like I do. It's a good way of staying up to date on your news and your scores. Of course, Score Center or whatever from ESPN, I have that too. But I like the Score. It's pretty nice to have.
Yeah, they lost by 10 without LeBron.
Okay. Did LeBron have an injury, or just rest, or?
It's probably just rest.
Yeah, I don't see any headlines about injuries.
I would have seen something on Facebook.
Yeah. So just a rest for LeBron last night. The Hawks game was really close, I believe. So some disappointing teams include the Minnesota Timberwolves. They have won, I think, 2 or 3 games so far. Let's take a look at the standings. They are 3-7. They have won some games recently. They did lose to Charlotte the other night. They did beat the Lakers, which was surprising because the Lakers have been playing really well. They're saying on the Colin Cowherd show yesterday that Lakers and Warriors would be playing right now if the playoffs started today.
That'd be interesting because the last 2 times the Lakers have beaten them.
Yes. Lakers.
I think it was 2 times. Maybe
Lakers beat Golden State last year at Golden State. It was an upset, and they beat them earlier this year. And that game, let's see, when was that game? Maybe it was just.
I thought the Lakers might
year.
have beaten them last year, and then they beat the
Timberwolves.
Lakers, and then the Lakers beat them this year. But I don't know if there was an in-between matchup.
But yeah, the Lakers are 7-5. They've lost to some good teams like the Pacers and the Pacers. They lost to Oklahoma City, so that's not a bad loss. They lost to Utah, which, They lost to the Mavs, which I don't know about the Mavs, and then they lost to the Timberwolves, and the Timberwolves just had an outstanding game. Andrew Wiggins was fantastic, but the Lakers have kind of been one of those surprise teams. Also, still doing pretty well is Oklahoma City. They're 7-5 also. They are in 5th place as of right now. And of course, these standings will change dramatically by the time the end of the season is, I'm sure.
Well, probably not for the Cavs. They'll still be at first.
Right. Or like the top 2 teams like Golden State and San Antonio will probably be in the top 2 or 3. And then Cleveland and Atlanta.
I have a feeling, not just because I hate Golden State, but I have a feeling that they're going to overlook the Spurs, and it's going to be a whole troublesome thing.
I don't know.
The Clippers.
They've lost only 2 games, the Warriors have, but they've had
some close ones.
They've had some really close ones.
So have the Cavs, though.
They beat the Pelicans by only 10.
The Cavs only beat the Sixers the other day by like 2.
Yeah, the Sixers have been playing pretty well lately.
That's pretty bad.
Which is
Joel
surprising.
Embiid
Trust the process, right?
Joel Embiid. He's going to be a big time player there.
Barely beat Toronto, but Toronto's a good team.
Toronto's a good regular season team.
Got killed by San Antonio to open the season.
They're not a good playoff team.
Barely beat Phoenix, 106-100. So they've been winning a lot of games, but yeah, a lot of close games. So maybe the chemistry still isn't there. And you saw Kevin Durant was a little upset about the whole Drake situation last night. It was Drake night or Drake day or something, and Drake bumped into him.
He's a bandwagon loser. God, I hate Drake. Anyway, one day he's wearing a LeBron jersey, the next he's trying to get in LeBron's face.
Yeah. But yeah, the Warriors still have some chemistry issues. The Clippers, I think, probably are peaking kind of right now. I think they'll probably still get a good seed and maybe win a series, but I don't see them going any further than the conference championship.
Who are we talking about?
Clippers.
I can stay healthy, and never happens, so.
No. And then there's always controversy about, well, maybe Blake Griffin's going to get traded, or maybe DeAndre Jordan is. I don't know. It's just never-ending saga with the Clippers, it seems like.
It's because they're not used to being good, so, like, now that they are good, they don't know how to handle it.
Yeah.
And Blake keeps punching people, and,
yeah. So the NBA season has kind of been interesting so far. Some teams that are kind of towards the end of the playoff hunt right now, and again, long time left. Detroit and Milwaukee. Milwaukee's kind of been
Detroit's
500.
a good team. So is Milwaukee, I think, but I don't know. They're both missing something. Maybe a star. I don't know.
What would you think if the Celtics got Anthony Davis?
Well, that would suck. I still think the Cavs could beat them.
Because there have been rumors about him being traded because of them sucking.
I don't think the Celtics will. Yeah, I don't see the Celtics getting him. Maybe he could go to like a Detroit. You know.
I don't know if he'd fit in with Drummond though. That'd be too much.
I don't know. I guess they did trade Monroe, so it's kind of an issue. Maybe he'll go. Did I say to the Suns one day?
I think you said to the Suns. Yeah.
They
I
got
don't think
some
the
pretty
Suns
good guard play, so I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah, the Suns are 3-9 right now. I think, maybe he would be
what
good
are
there.
The Pelicans 0-10.
Yeah, they're 2-10. Yeah, it's
3-9, 2-10. Yeah, that's not too much. Yeah. Okay. I think he could go to the Utah Jazz.
Yeah.
That'd be because they need somebody who can score.
Yeah, they do.
So they play good defense, and he can play good defense too.
So you'd put him at power forward then, or?
Yeah, I'd put him and Favors out there.
Him and Favors.
One of the best.
Have
front
Gobert
courts.
come off the bench.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe they'd have to get rid of Gobert. Well, if you're talking trade,
they'd probably have to get rid of him, and then some draft capital and probably another player.
I would say, Yeah, they would have to.
But, I mean, if you look at it from the Celtics' perspective, it would probably work out. Like, if you got a couple of players and got rid of some of those picks that they have, the Pelicans would probably be more for that.
I don't know because I don't know. They might have to because any team who trades for him is going to have to give up an arm and a leg.
Yeah.
So it'll be maybe the Sixers. They have a ton of picks.
Yeah, the Sixers, but they've got so many big men already.
I don't think he'd want to go there anyway.
No.
But him and Embiid would be an interesting thing.
Yeah. So, yeah, the trade rumors probably continue to fly
Sacramento.
for Anthony Davis.
Him and Cousins.
Him and his cousins.
That'd be a front court for the ages right there.
I
don't know if they could coexist though.
So it's kind of interesting. I showed you this video of Klay Thompson getting a beer in the post game earlier. So it's kind of interesting. He's being interviewed by, I think it was an NBA reporter of some kind for NBA TV, talking after the game, and just in the middle of a question, all of a sudden you see him start looking for something down there, and then he pulls out a Coors Light.
That shouldn't be allowed. I'm telling you.
Well, I'm shocked, honestly, that he'd be
fine.
drinking at a post-game interview, let alone in a locker room. I mean,
They're gonna have to fine him. You can't do that.
what kind of a message is that sending to people like younger kids that are watching too? You know, I mean, can't always, parents are supposed to say, well, he shouldn't be doing that or whatever, but at the same time, some athletes should know to not do that on camera.
He should know better.
But I don't know if it goes on in locker rooms regularly or not, but you wouldn't think so, or you wouldn't want it to happen.
I thought it wasn't allowed.
Yeah.
I didn't think they were allowed to drink even.
Of course, when you're
I don't know.
an NBA player, maybe they can't really tell you what to drink and what to eat and what all that stuff. I don't know.
Yeah,
I mean,
I'd have to see the rule book on that because I have no idea.
Yeah.
You should still know better.
Other than that, not really a whole lot. Here's something interesting. The Thunder interested in bigger wings, like Rudy Gay, possibly.
Why do people think he's such a good player?
Well, I think they'd want him over whoever they have, which I don't even know who they have at small
Andre
forward.
Robertson? No, shooting guard. Oh, they're playing frickin' Sabonis from Gonzaga.
Yeah, and I don't know how well. He must be doing okay, but...
And then they have Kyle Singler to back him up.
So, yeah, it's a little bit of a stretch, but according to thescore.com, Sacramento Kings have reason to deal Rudy Gay this season after the 30-year-old said he will decline his 2017-18 player option to pursue free agency. ESPN's Zach Lowe reported Thursday the Oklahoma City Thunder might be a landing spot for such a player. They remain interested in bigger wings, including Rudy Gay, in part because such a player would slide everyone down to their intended spots, meaning like Sabonis would be coming off the bench and Singler would probably get very little minutes, which is what you want because he's quite old, I think. Isn't he like his mid-30s?
I don't think it's that he's old. I think he's just not that good.
How old is Kyle Singler? I'm asking Siri.
According to my sources, Kyle Singler is 28 years old.
Okay, I was way off. But he's not that good.
No, he's not. A lot of dude players aren't that good in the NBA, except for like Kyrie and Shane Battier and Elton Brand was good.
Yeah.
Grant Hill.
But what would
JJ Redick.
what do you think they would have to give up to get Rudy Gay?
Russell Westbrook.
All right.
I don't know. A few picks at least. I don't think the Kings would want that much for him. I don't think he's that valuable, honestly. But
Somebody said Oladipo too, but I was like, I don't think they're gonna get. rid
yeah,
of him.
let's sign him and then trade him right away.
Yeah. Well, trade for him and then trade him again. Trade.
Yeah, I don't think they would do that.
No. Draymond Green wants to win Defensive Player of the Year really badly. We'll see about that. I honestly, if any player from the Warriors wins any award, it's rigged because their team is so good, like talent-wise, that nobody should win anything. Like LeBron should win MVP, or somebody like Russell Westbrook should win MVP. No Steph
I
Curry,
really think
no Kevin Durant.
that, and I'm biased, but I think LeBron's the MVP every year for me, just because of how much he means
Yeah,
and how much he impacts the game, and
Yep.
how well he plays in the playoffs for the most part. Yeah, I think he gets my vote every year,
yeah.
like hands down. But I think Russell is getting up there, but
I mean, if he gets a top 5 seed in the Western Conference, I think you gotta consider him for sure.
yeah, with that team, I suppose. What's their record right now?
They're 7-5 right now.
That's not too bad. When I watched him play the Sixers a while ago,
I think
like
that
the-
was the other night.
no, I watched him. It was like the first game of the season.
Oh, they played
They
somebody.
didn't play They didn't look very good, to me. Well, that whole game was sloppy, but I mean they won, but I don't
Yeah.
know. It was.
Who did they beat? Oh, they beat Brooklyn.
They look good on defense. They do not look good on offense.
Let's see. They beat Houston last night, which was, I don't know if it's impressive, but
I don't
Russell
know.
Westbrook basically took over that game.
I think Harden.
He's playing point guard right now.
I think Harden's playing well. I still don't like him that much. Because I think, I don't know. He just has that kind of thing about him that makes you not like him, you know what I mean?
Yeah, he's been getting double-digit assists. Like last night, he had 13 points.
He leads the league in assists, I think.
13 points, 13 assists. Yeah, let's take a look at that. Who leads the league in assists?
But only 13 points? That's not going to get your team a win.
Assists per game, and he is leading the league. 12.6 is his average right now.
I think,
Westbrook and LeBron are up there as well.
I don't know, I think it's different, though, when LeBron gets assists, you know what I mean?
No.
I don't know. Just seems like those other guys try to force assists and maybe try to do it for stats or whatever.
Like Westbrook, I think.
But
kinda does that.
LeBron literally just goes with the game flow and gets what the defense gives him.
Yeah, he goes
that's
for
why
the
he's-
best possible look.
That's why he's so efficient and so impactful on the game.
Yeah.
His basketball IQ is. If they gave out the MVP just for basketball IQ alone, then yeah.
So I wanted to ask you about this, and I tweeted about this. You can follow me on Twitter at Radio Ruben, but
I will not. I don't even have Twitter.
yeah, I know. But there was Colin Cowherd said that LeBron is the best GM in the league. He recruits players really well, and I could not disagree with him more on this because LeBron went to Miami because he couldn't get people to come to Cleveland, and then he went back to Cleveland, and Kyrie was there, and he hasn't gotten many other people
I
to come there.
disagree, but for different reason. I think LeBron is right when he said that it's not up to him. Like, he could tell somebody to come there, but ultimately, if, they don't have the money or,
Well, yeah,
it's
and
not
then-
like LeBron pays these guys.
right.
And it's not even all up to him. You got GM, coach, whatever. And then another thing is a lot of people don't want to play in Cleveland just because, from what I hear, it's not really a great place to live. I don't know,
Yeah, but
I don't think he has as much say as people think. That's why I disagree.
But I mean, Melo could have maybe gone there. when he was in free agency. I mean,
D-Wade could've,
D-Wade
but-
could have. He would have had to take a massive pay cut, but
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think he's that great of a recruiter in that sense. I think obviously he's a great player.
I don't think he has as much say as people think. That's why I don't think.
I think he's got a lot of say on the coaching part of things. I don't know how much say he's got.
No, I
in
think
the
for the
GM
coaching
part.
part of the thing, it's just like Ty Lue's probably just like Ty Lue probably calls the plays, and then he's like, if you see something, improvise or whatever. That's what a lot of coaches do, I think.
But I do believe that Ty Lue probably has a lot more say than what David Blatt did.
Yeah, that just didn't work out. But I don't think LeBron has that much say in the GM type of stuff. And he even said that one time.
So going back in
I
time,
just don't think he does.
So going back in time, if David Blatt was still the coach, do you see Cleveland coming
David
back
Griffin.
3-1?
I don't think they're even. I think they're in the finals, but I don't know. It'd be totally different. I think he did a fine job. I mean, without Kyrie and Kevin Love, you went 4-2.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you weren't even probably supposed to be there,
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I mean, a lot of that's LeBron, obviously, but
I think Ty Lue is underrated in his motivation factor, though, too. Because, I mean, I think he...
you know what the difference is, like, statistically, is Ty Lue's offense is better and David Blatt's defense was better.
Yeah.
So I think maybe they were going for more of an offensive approach to score more points,
Well,
to play faster, because that's like what the NBA is about now.
The common motto is defense wins championships and offense wins games, but in the NBA, it's really offense wins everything.
Yeah, you have to.
I mean, you got to have some good defense, but if you can outscore anybody, then it really doesn't matter how
I think the
much defense you
Cavs'
have.
defense is up and down, but in the finals, I thought it was really good,
Yeah.
especially at the end of the game 7, obviously. But
Yeah.
I think it's not necessarily how well you play defense the whole year, but like how well you play it in crucial moments.
Yeah.
Like Kevin Love, not known as a good defender, but when he was defending Steph there, it's still a makeable shot for him, but it wasn't an easy shot,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I don't see. And technically, David Blatt's record was better last year than Ty Lue's.
Mm-hmm.
Regular season, anyway. But, yeah, I don't know. I guess you can't deny Ty Lue's a good coach because they won,
Yep.
I mean, I think they like him. They like his personality more, I think. It's a big thing.
So that's basically it for NBA stuff. Some interesting stuff this season. I think once after Christmas gets here and we get into the new year, I think we'll start to see some more teams you'll separate themselves a little bit more, and you'll kind of see who actually...
I don't know. It could be a crazy
contends.
year like the NFL is.
Yeah, could be. There's a lot of doubt in the NFL for a lot of teams other than a few divisions that are pretty much wrapped up already, but there's a lot of close races in the NFL. So, we'll get to the NFL here soon. We're going to take a quick break, and then we will talk some college basketball. The season is here. We'll talk about that when we come back.
Hey listeners, don't forget to find You Don't Know Jack Show on Facebook at facebook.com/You Don't Know Jack Show. Twitter at twitter.com/Don't Know Jack Show, and Instagram at instagram.com/You Don't Know Jack Show. You can also follow Carson on Twitter at Radio Ruben. Now back to the show.
And welcome back to the You Don't Know Jack Show with AC today. AC, Aaron, and Carson. And Aaron, tough loss for Duke last night, or Tuesday night. They lost to Kansas, and that was without most of their starters.
I was gonna say Duke lost. I didn't. Really
77-75. I don't know if these are exhibition games or what they are. Let me take a look at this. I don't think college does exhibition games, do they? No, they just go right into it. But yeah, it was kind of a good matchup to start the season. 77-75 Tuesday
Of course
night.
they lost already. God. They always find ways to choke, I tell you. Ugh.
But yeah,
I don't even remember seeing that. I must have been really busy at work.
Allen did play, but I think they were without some people.
Yeah, they had 7 people playing.
Yeah.
What the hell? I mean,
So
it's not a terrible loss. This is number 17.
Kansas
Duke will
is
still
pretty
be
good.
there, obviously. At the end
Yeah.
of it.
It's not like where college football is and you lose one game and it's like, oh no. Because you still can make the tournament and then anything happens
Well, I know
when you
Duke
get the
was pretty
tournament.
up and down with their the year they beat Wisconsin. They had more than a few losses in the regular season, I think they even lost to Kansas that year too.
Yeah.
I want to say. Yeah, I think. Not sure on that though.
So Iowa is undefeated so far. They're 2-0.
Oh, I don't care about it. Iowa's gonna choke again in the tournament.
They play tonight. They play Seton Hall, which could be a tough one. Seton Hall has always got a pretty solid basketball program. It's at Iowa on Big Ten Network, so it could be a good one tonight. But a lot of nobodies. Iowa's playing early on. Then they play Notre Dame. That could be an interesting one. And Virginia could be an interesting one.
Cannot believe Iowa beat Michigan.
Yeah, and we'll be talking about that here pretty quick. And we'll be talking about a crazy weekend in college football. But yeah, other than that, there's not really a whole lot going on in college
I don't think we
basketball.
can start talking about college basketball yet. It's just not there yet.
North Carolina's undefeated 3-0. Yeah, there's not a whole lot going on. Rhode Island is in the top 25 for some reason. Creighton 2-0. They beat who did they beat? They beat Wisconsin.
Ooh.
79-67. Number 9, Wisconsin. That's where my classmate goes to college. So yeah, that's basically about it for college basketball. And as the new year comes around, we'll probably get more into college basketball. But right now, it's more about the football side of things. And when we come back, we will talk college football first because the more shocking news has gone on in college football last weekend. So we'll take a look at that right when we come back to the You Don't Know Jack Show.
Do you like shopping on Amazon? Well, now you can do it by helping the show at the same time. Go to the website youdon'tknowjackshow.com and click on any of the Amazon links, and then you can bookmark it. And every time you shop on Amazon, click the bookmark. It's the easiest way to support us without any extra cost to you. Now back to the show.
And welcome back to Upset City, Iowa City.
What a terrible game. It wasn't that fun, though. But
So,
good win.
we had 3 teams go down in the top 4. So, Michigan losing to Iowa 14-13.
boo.
And Clemson losing to Pittsburgh 43-42. Both game-winning
should
kicks.
have lost to NC State.
Yeah. They should have lost a couple of times. And let's see. Oh, yes. Washington going down to USC. I kind of thought that would be an interesting game, but I thought Washington would pull it out. But
I
so
thought Washington was the team, man.
2, 3, and 4 go down, and now there is only one undefeated left in the playoff hunt, and that is Alabama.
Well, we knew it.
There is an undefeated left in the top 25, and that's Western Michigan, but
Yeah, they'll make it.
they won't make it. They are number 21 right now. Iowa, like I mentioned on the
Is
show.
Iowa ranked now? Please tell
No.
me they're ranked.
I mentioned on the show they'll beat Michigan, and then they won't be ranked still.
How?
than they
I
are.
don't care if you're 6-4 or not. You just beat the. Whatever.
Yeah.
You didn't lose to Wisconsin by that much.
But for some reason, teams like Troy and San Diego State are ranked.
Take a look at this. That just.
Nebraska's still ranked after they've lost to. Let's see, who'd they lose to? Lost to Wisconsin and Ohio State, but then they barely beat Minnesota. Of course, Iowa barely beat Minnesota too, but still. Coaches poll. Let's see if Iowa's in the coaches poll. Nope. So, yeah, I figured that would happen, though, because people will be like, just one game. If Iowa wins out, though, if Iowa beats Nebraska and obviously beats Illinois this weekend, which we know both of those things could not happen possibly because Iowa's Iowa.
Illinois, though, come on.
If they beat both of those two teams, then
3-7, that should be an easy one.
if they beat both of those two teams, they should be ranked, I would hope. But then you have the question would they, let's see, let's take a look at the Big Ten standings once. The Western Division. So Iowa is in the conference. They are 4-3, and the top two teams are 5-2. So, but Wisconsin plays, let's see, who does Wisconsin play yet? Oh, they don't play anybody. They play Purdue this week. You never know, but probably not going to win that. And then they play Minnesota. So
Lose to Minnesota.
could lose either one of those games, but probably not.
Tough.
If they would have just, let's see, who could they have?
If they lose to Minnesota, though, they still beat Iowa out.
Yeah. Well, they'd have to lose the next two.
Yeah, that's not gonna happen.
But we could beat Nebraska if we win this week, and they could lose to Maryland. Nebraska could lose to Maryland this week. Maryland's had some good games. And I don't know if Tommy Armstrong is back yet. So Iowa could still finish at least second in the Big Ten West. But they won't go to the championship, even though...
Right, they'd probably lose the Big Ten championship anyway.
Yeah. Yep, so Iowa will... try to win these last two games and maybe finish second, and then probably play some bowl game. If they only win one of the next two games, they're playing in the B-Dubs game, and then we're going to Buffalo Wild Wings to watch it.
I would actually be kind of more happy with this year than last year, just because if they win a bowl game...
Yeah, last year was heartbreaking.
It's like last year didn't even count because they didn't win anything. They didn't win the Big Ten championship. They didn't win their bowl game.
Everybody was saying Nebraska was last year's Iowa team, but I knew they weren't going to go undefeated.
No. They haven't looked very good.
Yeah.
Didn't last... Yeah, they haven't for a few weeks, actually. They should have lost to Indiana. That would have really helped. But.
Yeah. So, Iowa with the upset over Michigan, and it's the first time since 1985, number 2, number 3, and number 4 have all lost. And guess who was number 2 at that time? Michigan. And Iowa was number 1 at that time, and guess who was the quarterback? Jim Harbaugh. That is awesome.
So that basically means that it's fixed.
Yes, it's fixed.
Just like that Seahawks-Patriots game.
Yeah.
Incomplete pass at the 1-yard line.
That's sports, though. It's so funny, but it's so
obvious. Like,
yeah.
I hate to say that it's fixed, and I don't want it to be. Like, obviously, you don't want it to be fake and scripted or anything, but it's hard to, like, deny it anymore, you know?
But, like, it's so obvious, though, because, like, Peyton Manning, you could almost guarantee that the Broncos were going to win last year because Peyton Manning was going to retire more than likely, right off to the sunset. John Elway did it with the Broncos, too, so it would make sense. It would be, like, so perfect if Manning did the same thing. And then, like, when Ray Lewis did it, he retired after the Super Bowl win, you know? It kind of happens a lot in
Why do they
the
make
NFL.
it so obvious, though? Like,
And, yeah.
I keep holding on to the notion that it's not fixed.
Yeah, we hope.
But
We hope, but it might be.
with Roger Goodell,
Yeah, good old Raj.
you never know.
So, the Big Ten is interesting, but yeah, Alabama's the only top team in the playoff that's unranked that's actually got a chance to make the playoff. They're 10-0. The other three teams in the playoffs pretty much remain the same. Ohio State, however, at 9-1 is number 2 now. Michigan drops to number 3. Washington's out of it now. And then Clemson's 4th. And then, but honestly, why would you put 2 Big Ten teams in the top 4? That, to me, I don't think.
Big Ten's good.
I mean, it's good, but like you can't have 2 Big Ten teams in the playoffs. So why would you put two Big Ten teams in the top 4?
That's not what they were saying the other day. They said you can have 2 teams from the same thing.
I guess I wouldn't see it happening. Well, of course, one of them's gonna. No, I don't think you can because, like, whoever wins the Big Ten championship automatically goes. I think. So yeah, but Ohio State and Michigan might have to play a tiebreaker game to see who goes to the Big Ten championship, unless they play each other, which I don't think they do. Do they? If they do, it's the last game. Oh, yeah, they do. So that game will decide which team goes to the Big Ten championship game. That will be a very, very good game. And I have a feeling that Ohio State's probably going to do it just because Ohio State is Ohio State. But so Ohio State, if they win that, then they'd go to the Big Ten, or they go to the Big Ten championship game where they would beat whoever. And then they really need to spread out the teams, I think. Like, I feel like there's too many good teams in the East and not a good enough teams in the West.
It's like my division against your division in fantasy football.
Yeah. But
It goes 8-2, I'm 7-3, and then 3-7, 3-7,
Yep.
2-8.
So Louisville and Clemson, they might play each other in the ACC championship, I think, is what that would be, right? Yeah, because ACC Atlantic, oh no. So they're both in the ACC Atlantic. So Clemson would have to lose another game.
It's going to be Clemson, Alabama, Ohio State.
Clemson has to play Wake Forest. It could be interesting.
I don't know who the 4th team will be. Iowa.
Yeah.
No.
Iowa's not in the top 25, but they're going to somehow make the playoff.
Anyway, Alabama, Clemson, Ohio State, and probably Washington still.
Washington is 6th right now.
I still think they make it.
Could be.
They won't know who else to put in there. They'll just be like, yeah, get in there.
Yeah, that'll be interesting. Other games, let's see, for college this week, Louisville plays Houston. That might be a good game.
Louisville could make it too.
Houston is 8-2, not ranked anymore, but they are a pretty darn good team. And Houston beat them last year, 34-31.
Yeah, Louisville could still make it.
Ohio State and Michigan State, that could be an interesting game, even though Ohio State's favored by 21.5. And Michigan State is 3-7. Wow, I did not see that coming when I pulled that thing up. I'm shocked.
They were doing good this year, but 3-7.
Didn't think they were that bad. Goodness. Oklahoma State, TCU, that could be interesting.
Think Iowa's bad.
Yeah.
Imagine what Michigan State fans are feeling.
Yeah. Nebraska and Maryland, I think Nebraska could very well lose that game. Florida, LSU could be interesting. Doesn't affect the playoff. Indiana, Michigan.
Iowa just had to lose to North Dakota State.
Yeah, that ruined the whole thing.
The whole season.
And then Oklahoma and West Virginia. And USC and UCLA.
Oklahoma could still make it, but I doubt it.
No, they've lost 2. They'd have to have a miracle the last 2 weeks. Have more teams lose, and then they'd have to win out, basically. So it could happen, but very unlikely. So that's pretty much everything for college football. We're not going to make any predictions really for college football. There's not much to predict. But next week we won't even be doing the show. So, but we're going to take a look. We're going to take a quick look at the following week's games. Iowa plays Nebraska, and then the following day on Saturday, we've got the rivalry weekend or whatever. Got Minnesota, Wisconsin, Notre Dame, USC, Florida, Florida State, South Carolina, Clemson, Utah, Colorado, Tennessee, Vanderbilt, West Virginia, and Iowa State, Alabama, Auburn. That is always a good one. Alabama will probably kill them, but you never know. And then Michigan, Ohio State. I'm going to say Ohio State wins that one next week. What do you think?
I think Ohio State wins.
Do you think Auburn has a shot at doing anything to Alabama?
Probably not.
And then the following week is, I think, Big 12 championship week.
I thought Big 12 didn't have a championship.
No, they don't. I don't know. They have 2 games, though. Baylor, West Virginia, and Oklahoma State, Oklahoma, for some reason. But anyways, that is it for college football. We will take another break, and when we come back, we'll talk NFL and NFL predictions. We'll be right back after this.
Heading to Miami, Fort Lauderdale, Baltimore, New York, London, or anywhere in the world and need a rent-a-car? Well, check out CarRental8.com, where you'll find the same car for less money. CarRental8.com sells all the brands like Dollar, Thrifty, Budget, Avis, Hertz, Alamo, Europcar, and so much more at affordable rates. We'll beat any price by a minimum of 30%. So check us out online at CarRental8.com or call us at 1-813-343-8138. That's 1-813-343-8138.
Use the promo JACKSHOW5, that's JACSHOW5, to get 5% off your next car rental. Use all capital letters when you type in the promo code. Now back to the show. Back. Now we will take a look at the NFL season here, and the Vikings quickly seeing their season slip away. The Cowboys continue to win against teams that they're predicted to lose to, and so taking a look back at Week 10.
Just kidding.
Redskins beating the Vikings 26-20.
Oh, stupid Vikings. You're supposed to freaking beat Redskins.
Carolina had a close game against Kansas City, but ended up losing 20-17.
Kelvin Benjamin.
Denver beats New Orleans in an improbable fashion. If you saw the end of that game, if you saw that
Out of bounds.
2-point conversion, he was probably out of bounds, but they didn't have enough evidence. Denver wins by 2. Philadelphia beats Atlanta, as I predicted last week on the show.
Wait, why were the Saints going for 2?
They weren't. It was blocked and returned
okay.
for 2.
I gotcha.
So, yeah, it's crazy because the Saints would have been ahead by 1.
Oh, they were down. Okay. That makes sense.
Well, it was tied at 23, and the Saints were trying to kick the extra point to go ahead, and it was blocked and returned.
Oh.
Yeah, that's freaky.
Well, I was trying to watch the end of it out here, and the antenna was being stupid.
Yeah. Tennessee beating Green Bay by 22.
Oh, I bet that just makes your day, doesn't it?
Well, it helped, but I was still mad about the Vikings.
Lions win that division.
San Diego Chokers come up short again against the Dolphins.
The Lions win the South.
The South?
Or North.
Wow.
Wait, who's the South?
Are you Jonah? The South is Panthers division.
I get them mixed up.
Seattle beats New England. People had New England winning, or Vegas had New England winning by 7.5, And
I thought the Patriots are going to blow them out.
I thought the Patriots would win a close one. I knew it was going to be close, but I didn't think that
And scripted.
Patriots would lose. Yeah.
That's
Dallas
so scripted. Like, come on. Really?
Dallas beats Pittsburgh 35-30. I predicted Pittsburgh to win because I figured Dallas
You're
would
stupid.
have a trip up,
Yeah,
but
you thought.
I thought. But I thought after that fake spike, I was like, oh, that's the dag right there.
No, I knew they'd get in field goal range.
And then Zeke, the freak.
And then he's like, nope, no field goal.
Forget the field goal. I want a touchdown.
I want to score more than 40 fantasy points.
So that is basically it. And then the Rams beat the Jets 9-6.
What a great game. That's the best game in history.
And the Giants beat the Bengals 21-20.
Ooh.
So everybody in the AFC, NFC East wins. Everybody. Except for everybody. Yeah, Vikings lose to the Redskins. Eagles win. Giants, Cowboys all win. Wow. Bet that didn't necessarily help you, even though the Cowboys have a comfortable lead.
2.5 games, I think.
So, what game was the most shocking to you this week?
The frickin' stupid... Yeah, probably the Falcons losing. Damn it.
Yeah.
Stupid Falcons. They're always in close matchups with the Eagles, though. Dating back to, like, Mike Vick and
Well,
McNabb.
I picked the Eagles because the Eagles play usually pretty well at home, and then the Falcons don't always play very well on the road. So I thought that would be a kind of an easy matchup for me to pick, actually, because Falcons struggle on the road
Pretty
at
much like
times.
the Saints.
Yeah, they are a lot like the Saints in that aspect. Dome team struggles on the road. Yep.
Yeah.
Packers absolutely killed. I can't believe that one. I actually picked the Packers to win that game.
Surprising, I think. I think the least surprising is the Vikings losing, just because, I don't know, you can kind of sense that things are trending downward.
Oh, and if you didn't hear, Blair Walsh is no longer on the team. And they got Kai Forbath. Come on down. Woo!
Why would you keep Blair Walsh that long?
Yeah.
Any
Well,
sense?
with the contract that he had, they wanted to give him every opportunity, but if they let this go into the playoffs and the Vikings actually do make the playoffs and he would have missed a field goal again,
Well, the Vikings are going to have to start winning.
Yeah, no.
First and foremost.
But I could see, this is what I could see happening.
Who they play this week?
They play the Cardinals. So it
Oof.
could be interesting. But if they go like 5-2, or
Yikes.
even 4-3, they could still win that division.
5-4 right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're gonna have to. I think the most games they can lose is 7 and make it.
Yeah. So that I think the most ideal situation. Well, obviously, ideally they'd go undefeated, but that's probably not going to happen. But I see they could go 5-2.
I think the Lions take it.
They could. I don't think the Packers have a chance anymore.
No, I think the Lions take it.
If they go 5-2, they have to win the next 2 games if they have any chance.
I think the Lions take it, and the Vikings might get a wild card. That's what I think.
I don't think there's a wild card that comes out of that division anymore. I thought there would be, but as of right now, I don't think
If
there's
the
a wild
Vikings
card.
go like 10-6, though, it
Yeah,
could be. But
it could be.
I don't know.
I think they have to win the rest of their division games. If they lose, like,
It's funny. Everybody was like Packers, Vikings, and the Lions are just kind of sneaking up here. Like,
yeah,
let's sneak into first, tie for first there.
yeah. And then we'll probably lose
The
to
Lions-
the Cowboys big time. And
Well,
then
the Lions are that team that just won't go away.
yeah, well, I still think they might be pretenders yet because it's the Lions, but we'll see. If the
know.
Vikings
They
beat them on
keep winning.
Thanksgiving,
I think the Lions are the opposite of the Chargers in the closing a game out.
I don't know.
They've won like 4 close games.
Lions should have an easy win this week, I think. They
Jacksonville.
play Jacksonville, but you never know with Detroit. Their defense is shoddy at times.
Depends on which Jacksonville team shows up.
Yeah. It really does. So, yeah, some interesting scores this past week, and now this week we'll take a look. Tonight,
How
obviously.
many 2-point conversions were in that Cowboys game?
How many 2-point conversions?
There was like 6.
Was there?
Total.
Cowboys went for 2 a few times?
Yeah, twice.
Why?
Well, when they went up 35-30, they were trying to make it a 7-point lead.
Well, the thing that confused me is
Before
why
that, they were trying to make it.
The thing that confused me is why Pittsburgh went for 2 so many times.
That's really kind of what screwed them.
Yeah.
I think it would have been.
Because they didn't get 2 points twice, didn't they?
No, they went for it like 4 times.
And they didn't get it like 2 out of the 4.
I don't think they got it at all.
Really?
They may have gotten 1. I don't remember, but there was more than I've seen.
So
in a long time.
they missed out on 3 points at least. You're thinking.
Yeah.
So if you take 3 of those points back, they could have won on a last-second field goal.
Yeah, I don't know why they kept doing it, but well, the one Jesse James, their tight end, was going down to catch it, and frickin' who was it? One of the receivers came in, thought the pass was for him, and he ended up trying to catch it and got in Jesse James's way and dropped it.
Yeah, they failed all 2 points. So they lost 4. They failed all 4 of
They
them.
went for 4. Then Cowboys went for 2.
Cowboys went for 2.
Twice, I think. No, maybe it was just once. No, it was twice.
Twice, and they failed twice.
They tried the same exact thing 2 times in a row.
Yep.
It was
2
a
point
fade to Des Bryant both times.
from Dak Prescott. Prescott. Yeah. All 6 attempts failed.
Same play though. The Cowboys.
The fade to Des. Yeah.
At least the Steelers mixed it up. Fade to Des.
Well, I feel
they don't see that coming at all.
The bad thing is too, the Steelers 0 for 4 on 2-point conversions, and I think that's something they practice a lot because they think they do that quite a bit. So that's.
Well, yeah, but if you're gonna go.
So if you take even
0-4, they might have to start thinking about kicking extra points.
So if you take even 3 of those or all 4 of them back.
But if the Cowboys get theirs.
Yeah.
2.
But if you give Pittsburgh their 4 and the Cowboys their 2, it's 37-34. So they could have tied it with a field goal still.
Tied it, yeah.
But there was only 9 seconds
left. If you don't go for 2, it's like the butterfly effect. That changes the whole complexion.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. So. And you can't do that, really. So some news. Jamal Charles.
Sit here and be like, he could have done that.
Yeah.
Then the whole game would be different.
Jamal Charles undergoes another procedure on his second knee. Johnny Manziel suspended by the league again. Not that he had a job anyway.
His life makes me laugh.
Romo.
Oh!
What are your thoughts on Tony Romo coming out with that speech the other day? If you didn't check out the speech, go to NFL.com.
I saw part of it at work yesterday. I was reading subtitles, so I couldn't really see, and I was far away.
Yeah.
But it seemed pretty emotional for him to say all that, but,
It did.
It was kind of one of those things that you got to say. Because people are, wondering, oh, how's Tony feeling? So, and I figured Tony's always been a really cool guy, and from what I gather, I haven't met him personally. I wish I could. That'd be cool. But
yeah,
he's always seemed like a cool, down-to-earth guy, and he's not going to be but,
Yeah.
So, it's not surprising that he came out with that speech, but, I mean, it's something that had to be addressed, I think.
Yeah.
Whether it be by him or the team releases a statement or...
Well, I think that makes it easier on the coaching staff and
now the
Jerry
team
Jones
doesn't have to release a statement. Now they might still, but I don't know what they'd say. They'd be like...
And I think...
release a statement and be like, Tony said everything that we were going to say.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know.
So, yeah, if you didn't catch it, definitely go catch it. But Romo
I-
basically said Dax earned it and that he deserves to be the quarterback.
I think that I kind of feel bad for him, but, it's his life, like, you don't want to retire from the game and not be able to, like, walk, And
So, if the Cowboys win it all
Dak
this year,
has really earned it, I think.
if the Cowboys win it all this year, do you think he retires? Or do you think he goes
he'd
somewhere?
get his ring.
Yeah? Do you think he'd go or do you think he'd go somewhere else?
I always thought, like, and I hope this doesn't happen, but I get that weird feeling that Dak's going to get hurt in the playoffs, and then Romo's going to come in and win a Super Bowl.
Well,
I don't know why I keep getting, like, thoughts about that.
well, that's kind of what I was just thinking too. That would be
It
so,
would be majorly fixed.
Yeah.
So, like, come on.
Yeah.
Really? You think we're
I
that dumb? Come on.
I was thinking there'd be some point where
hope
Sanchez
that
would have
doesn't
to come in, but that hasn't happened yet. That would be
chalk up the second loss of the season.
so. We'll take a look now at the. We're going to do some picks against the spread this week, or picks with the
I don't know
spread.
what that means. I've never gotten that. What does that mean?
Well, what you look at is what team's favored by which, and then you take them by that points.
Can I just
Or
pick teams?
yeah, you can pick teams.
I don't want to pick. I don't do that spread thing. I don't know what that
So, what I'm going to do is tell you who's
means.
playing
You can do
tonight.
the spread thing. I'm not doing it.
New Orleans and Carolina. Carolina's favored by 3, and I'm going to go against the spread and take New Orleans
I'm going to pick New Orleans.
by
to-
3.
New Orleans going to win. It'll be. I think New Orleans wins by over 3. I think they win by 7.
I think it'll be close because it's at Carolina.
31-24.
I think 27-24.
I don't think Carolina scores more than 24. Even
No.
on that defense.
And then Vikings and Cardinals. Vikings hosting the Cardinals. Vikings favored by 2.5
How are they favored?
because it's at home, and the Cardinals have been struggling too.
I don't know.
I'm going to take the
Cardinals are
Vikings
pretty
by
good.
7.
I'm going to take the Vikings by 1.
By 1?
24-23.
And it'll be because of a Kai Forbath field goal.
One single point.
And I hate doing it, but you can't see this team losing again, can you? I mean, I could, actually, but...
Yeah, I mean, they lost to the Cardinals last year, didn't they?
Yeah, but the Cardinals were good last year.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
We'll see. We'll see how that one goes. This could be an interesting one. Buffalo at Cincinnati. Buffalo...
That's a hard one to pick.
Cincy's actually favored by 2.5.
I'm going to go with Buffalo here, and I'm going to go by 3.
I'm going to go Buffalo by 10.
I was going to do that, but I was like, maybe not. I think... no. I'm going to go with Buffalo by 4, 28-24. No. Dang it. Hold on. I'm going to go Buffalo 24-21. There you go.
Okay.
That's my favorite.
Then we got Pittsburgh at Cleveland. They're favored. Pittsburgh's favored by 8. I'm going to take the points, take Pittsburgh.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to take Pittsburgh by 14, at least. No, I'm going to go
I think it'll be closer than people think.
35-21. Yeah.
I really hope Ben doesn't have another 36-point game.
35-21.
Baltimore at Dallas.
Cowboys. Let's see here.
Favored by 7. At Jerry World.
27-20.
I think I'll take Cowboys.
They're at least going to score more than 25.
33-20.
Jesus. The Ravens' defense is pretty good.
33-20.
That's a lot.
There's not really a lot of games on here. There's an interesting one, but the Seahawks should win. Philly at Seattle. I'm going to take Seattle's favored by 6.5.
I'm going to take Seattle by 10.
Take Seattle by 13, 26-20. to
I'm going
13.
to go Seattle 20-10.
Okay, that's fair enough. And then the Sunday night game, which could be a good game or could be a crappy game. Green Bay at Washington. Redskins favored by 2.5.
I'm going to go Green Bay easy on that one. I'm going to go Green Bay by 13.
I think Washington wins by 6. Green Bay will have a chance to win it in the end.
I'm going to go Green Bay
23-17. No.
I'm going to go Green Bay 33-20.
27-21 is my score.
33-20.
Green Bay can't even beat Tennessee, so just saying. And then the Monday night game, Houston at Oakland.
Oakland by 14.
I'm going to take Oakland.
No, I'm going to go Oakland 21. They're going to kill them.
I'm going to go Oakland 31.
28-7.
31-10. Yeah. They're favored by 6. But I'm going to say they win by more.
6? That's it?
Yeah. That way, Vegas does that because then they don't lose a lot of money if the other team loses, you know?
Yeah, I'm going to go 28-7. That's going to be a bloodbath.
So those are our picks for this week. Other news, not really any other than Charles. Looks like Petty has been starting for the Jets. Kind of interesting to watch him. Color rush tonight. Both the uniforms look pretty solid, actually. The Saints color rush uniforms are all white. Here's a picture of it.
Ooh, those are sweet.
Yeah.
They should do all black, though. What are they?
Well, they do that a lot.
The Panthers are the light blue.
Mm-hmm. Those are pretty cool, too.
Why don't teams do all black? The Ravens were sweet.
Well, the Saints do it all the time at home, so I think they wanted to mix it up. Because they do wear black.
Of course,
a lot
the
at
Cowboys are all white, because that's all they ever freaking wear.
Yeah.
Stupid.
Yeah. Christine Michael was picked up by the Packers. We'll see if that does anything for their running game. I wish the Vikings actually would have picked him up. That would have been a decent pickup, at least until Peterson came back. But, oh well.
Could be, like, fixed for, like, Peterson to come back and then the Vikings start winning again.
Yeah. Well.
Then they're like, oh, he is valuable. Oh.
He probably, the game I see him coming back would either be Thanksgiving or the week after. So it'd be against Detroit or against Dallas. I think Dallas is more likely, probably. He's eligible to come off this week of
Great.
the IR.
Coming to the Cowboys. There we go.
That'd be good, though, for the Vikings if Peterson came back for that game.
Well, yeah, but I don't know. I still don't see them beating them. Not the way they're playing right now, anyway.
No. But if they get a couple wins in a row, you never know. We'll see. That's what the NFL is. It's a week-to-week game. You win some, you lose some. Or if you're the Cowboys, you win 8 in a row.
Yep. So we do.
So that has been it. We talked about every sport today that we talk about anyway. The NCAA football and basketball, NBA basketball, and NFL football. So if you have any questions, then you can find us on our website or Facebook page, Twitter page, Instagram, whatever. And
Twitter page, Instagram.
Yeah, all that fun stuff. Our
Facebook.
website, youdonknowjackshow.com.
You could text me, call me. No.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
Anything you want to add?
Go Cowboys.
Cowboys.
And go Illinois. I mean,
And hopefully the Vikings can actually win a game once.
heck nah.
Probably not, but we'll see.
Go Cards.
Ferry. Fitzgerald. All right, we'll see you 2 weeks. We're taking a week off for Thanksgiving. We'll see you later.
Thanks for listening to the You Don't Know Jack Show with Jonah, Aaron, and Carson. If you want to read articles, get more information, or have questions about the show, go to our website, youdon'tknowjackshow.com. You can subscribe and listen to the show on iTunes, Google Play, YouTube, SoundCloud, Stitcher, and TuneIn Radio.
I'm here so I won't get fined.